Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but a means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own knitting project. If you're like me and really enjoy YouTube, you find that a lot of the content you watch is very visually engaging and you're several hours into your project and haven't gotten nearly as far as you would have liked to because you were watching videos. So that is where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. It is Tuesday, and it's my last day off, but I actually have 2 more days of work and then I'm off again. So it's not the end of the world, but I did want to continue on with my sock project that I showed you guys very recently and how far I've gotten. Now, if you watch me on Instagram, you'll know that I had high hopes of finishing this the last time I was working on it, which was on Sunday. I took it with me on my train trip to the city for book club, and I thought I was going to be able to finish it by that afternoon, but when I got on the train to come back home, it was really crowded, so I had to share a seat, and I didn't get to have all the arm space I needed to continue knitting, so I didn't finish it. And then yesterday I went into the city again to visit some coworkers of mine from my previous job, as well as a friend that was from my previous job, and we met up for dinner, and I took it with me, knitted on the way in, but then when I came back I was so tired and I had stuff with me. I accumulated some things on my way back home and it was really late, so I pretty much dozed in and out of sleep while I was on my train ride back home. And today it's actually kind of late. It's going on 7 o'clock now, and I was just loafing around today. Got up late, avoided work emails even though people were reaching out to me. Had some coffee and just chilled out for today. Caught up on some other things, and now here I am with this again. So if I'm lucky, I'll be able to finish it in the next couple of days. I'm debating on bringing it back to work because I have a really big blanket I'm working on, but since I'm only going to be there 2 more days this week till I'm off again, I don't think I'll be able to get really into it, lug the blanket back to work just to take it back home this weekend. So I think I'll take this because it's portable, and I've been taking it in my bag here, and I actually have a sneak peek. This is something I got on Etsy that's designed to hold my DPNs right here so I can work on a project and keep the needles from falling out of place, but the project I have right now is too big to fit in the slot to hold the DPNs with the worsted weight yarn, so I'm going to try this out with another sock I'm working on and let you know how it's going. But before I go into too many details on this, because it's actually one of the things I bought for my birthday haul, I will save all of that for later. I just want to let you guys know that I did try it with my sock that I have now, and it's too big, so I need to try it with regular sock weight yarn and size 0 to 2 DPNs and see how this equipment works with that. But it's a bust for anything like worsted weight with, I think these are size 5? No, I think these are size 7 DPNs, so does not work with that. But I, right here, reserved my stitches for my heel, so this is an afterthought heel knit sock, and instead of cutting into the yarn and adding a heel, you just knit around where you're going to add your heel later. And to give you guys a recap of the pattern I am using, it is out of this weekend knitting book by Melanie Falick, photographs by Erica McConnell, and the description box will have the ISBN to this one, so if you'd like to pick it up or find it at a used bookstore, it's older, so I don't think it's still in print, but if it is still being produced, you can go ahead and do your research and find out where you can get this. This was actually gifted to me by my coworker who was also a knitter, and she had a lot of pattern books and yarn, and I mentioned her a million and one times, but this is where the book came from, so I didn't actually purchase this myself. And the pattern is a Cozy Armchair Sock is the name of the pattern. Socks, plural. So yes, Cozy Armchair Socks. And this is the picture of if you did the stripe pattern. And there's also a setup if you want to do just a plain. So I am just doing plain socks. And for these are for my brother. And I need to make sure that the part where the waist yarn is 7 inches. And I'm currently at, I think, about 5 right now. So I have one of my tape measures that I picked up at a shop. No, I bought this on Knit Picks, yes. And just double checking where I am. Okay, so I am about 5. Okay, I'm at 6 inches now, so I need to knit 1 more inch before I can start shaping the toe. So yeah, yesterday was Monday. I went into the city. I met up, or I visited my old job and caught up with my coworkers and just chatted with them and picked up where we left off. It was really nice to see everybody. I actually see one of my former coworkers about once a month because she's also part of my book club. So I had just seen her on Sunday and double checked with her. Said, hey, I'm going to stop by on Monday. Are you going to be there? And she's like, yeah, I'll be there. So she gave a heads up to people. And then on Facebook, I posted that I was going to come visit. So I brought folks donuts and just wanted to say hello. They are, like, probably of all the jobs I've had, my last job was probably the one that I had the closest connection with my coworkers, like, as a whole. From each job I've had, I guess, since I've been out of college, I've picked up at least one good friend. Like, I have one friend from my job I had right out of college, and then she actually, it was kind of weird because she actually has my position that I had when I was there, but I met her at my part-time job I had while I was working at that one full-time, and we just hit it off really well. So I keep in touch with her. We go out to dinner when our schedules permit, and since she's in the same field as me still, it's just nice to kind of recap, check in with her on what's going on at my old job, and just have someone to talk to who understands, like, what we do and the struggles and the good stuff too, and just talk about life in general. And then at my previous job, like the one I just left, well, it's been about almost 2.5 years now since I've left, but most recent job I've had, I have another good friend there, and she's the one I met up with for dinner, and, you know, we hang out when we can again. The last time I saw her was actually in April because she came over and we just did like a little Easter thing. I made dinner and she stopped by and we just chatted and everything like that. So it was nice to catch up with her again and see my old coworkers and just reminisce, see what's going on, what's new, what's not so new. They did a renovation there, so they had like all this new furniture and stuff, so it was just kind of nice to see the space since everything's changed and kind of see how everyone's receiving it. And so it was nice. It was nice just to have dinner. And considering that I haven't seen my friend since April, let me know in the comments if you're like this with your friends, where if you haven't seen them in a while, you can just kind of pick up where you left off, like nothing's happened, like as if it had just been like one day since you last saw them, where you just, you know, keep carrying on like it hasn't been a long time. I'm really fortunate with, I don't have a ton of friends. I'm a bit of a loner. I'll admit that. I will self-identify as a hermit, where I'd rather just be inside and not have to deal with humans any more than I already do. But the few friends I do have, I really have good relationships with them. And even with schedules and all the other crazy stuff and the fact that I live, one, a lot of my friends are back home in the state I came from, and then two, the friends I have here are not that many, and, you know, it's hard to hang out with them, except for our one friend. Like, my partner and I have one really good friend. They moved to California, but I'm so excited because they're coming back, like, in February, but they're going to visit in December for a couple days. But, of course, like, they're coming when my job's, like, super getting ramped up and, you know, busy holiday stuff, and so I'm not going to really be able to, like, hang out with them every single day they're here, but I should be able to visit with them on the weekend when they're here. But, you know, we text here and there, and even though they were, like, the one that we saw the most, they're the one that, like, the hardest to get with when they're in town. So when they were here with us, we hung out with that person, like, almost all the time. And in the summer, we would go to the beach and walk around, and in the winter, they'd just come hang out. We'd watch, you know, videos, movies, and just hang. So they're, like, our really good friends. And even once, before we moved to an apartment, we were in this, like, super tiny, like, junior one bed, if that, before we moved to the place we live now. And before we moved to that place, we were thinking about moving in with this person. And it didn't work out, just the places we were looking at compared to where they worked and where we worked and all that stuff. So it ended up falling through, but the fact that, you know, we were like, yes, we want to live with this person, I think says a lot, because we've only ever just hung out with them, you know, during the day. They never stayed over or anything like that. So, but I mean, I would consider this person like my brother. Like, I have such strong feelings for this person as almost like a family member, because we've known them so long and they're so involved in our life, and we know so much about them and, you know, their upbringing and their life and everything like that, that, you know, the fact that they moved out of the state was really hard for me, because it's like, oh no, what are we going to do now? So I'm glad to know they're coming back. But just with them, we had another friend. I mean, we still are friends with them, but they live in Ohio now, and so it's hard, obviously, for them to come visit us and for us to visit them. But even when they came into town once to just catch up, again, it was just like we never missed a beat. It's just, you just pick up where you left off with them, and, you know, spend hours and hours and hours talking and catching up, and it's just not weird or anything. So I really like that about my very few friendships I have that are, like, super strong friendships. Even if we don't see each other every day, it's not like we have grown apart at all. So let me know if you have friends like that. Or are all your friends, like, super close and you see each other a lot and do dinners all the time and things? Like, what is your friendship dynamic with, like, your good close friends? Are they close physically? Are they close just like that relationship level? Or, you know, what is your dynamic? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, just, like, hanging out with them also made me realize, or it reinforced the idea that I really want to get back to the city. And so I was looking around, and I might be able to sooner than I think, but I won't jinx myself, and I won't reveal too much, but I will say it is still a goal of mine. Even bigger goal is probably just to go back home, like where my family is. I miss out on a lot, and it's not even like I'm all that social. It's just getting caught up on things, not really knowing what's going on anymore, and just being in that side of the world again. I do miss, not that I hang out outside a lot, but the fact that I have things that are close to me. I can hike, I can go to the beach, I can hang out in the middle of nowhere in the hot, hot sun. Like, there are so many options there, and I do miss it. And I think now that I'm older, I have more opportunities to really enjoy the state more than I did when I was, 18 and under. knitting around. Oh, you know what? Let me finish this line here and show you my shirt. I've been trying to think about wearing all my cat, or like not all of my cat stuff, but it's Halloween. It's not Halloween yet, but it's close to Halloween. It'll be Halloween next week. Can you believe it? It's the 21st, right? No, it's the 22nd today. And Halloween's next week. Can't believe it. I'm not like, I have a shirt I'm going to wear, and I think I'll preview it the end of this week when I film my other video, but it's just so me. Like, I'm so excited to show you guys this shirt. It's so corny, but it's really cute. And I found it online, so when I show it, I'll link it, so if you guys want to buy it too, you can. But this one is a very old one of mine. It's a kitty cat face, and I got it on Amazon a long time ago, and I have another one, but I think I'm using it as a pajama shirt now. Like, I bought one size thinking it would fit, but it was made in China, and the sizing was like really small there compared to here, like in America, so the sizing was like way off. And this one's like, I think a large or an extra large, and I'm like a 2X shirt size, but I was smaller when I bought the shirt originally, and it's still holding up. It's a little tight in the tummy now, but it's still like a very oversized shirt, and I usually wash it gentle cycle in a garment bag so that it's holding up its shape, but it is like, it's getting a little bit peely, and like the black parts getting a little faded and stuff like that. I mean, it's like a cheap shirt, but I love it, and I don't wear it as much as I used to anymore, but it's still like one of my favorites to wear, so I thought I'd wear that today and continue knitting here. But yes, I was looking online because I'm like, you know what, I need more cat shirts, and more cat shirts that I can wear for Halloween, as I have like a candy cane shirt, so I might wear that one later next week. But I mean, I only have a couple more videos I can show you guys before October ends, so we'll see if I can make it through. I had to find it. I folded it up and put it somewhere because I wasn't sure if I was going to wear it this year or not, and I didn't pull it out yet. But I found this other shirt that I wanted to wear, so I was like, I'll do that one. It's not cats, but it's Halloween themed, so I'll wear it. So we're getting to our last needle here for this round, and I've been chatting with you and knitting, so I want to double check that I haven't hit my 7-inch mark yet. Considering that this is worsted weight, I think it's about 4 or 5 rounds per inch, but don't quote me on that. Alright, so we're down there. So I mentioned in the last time I did this video that, or at least I filmed with this project, that I have my stitch marker one in to the round just so I can visually see what needle is the beginning of my round. So let me get my measuring tape out again and check. Alright, so I am, alright, not that far. I'm at 6 1/4-ish. Try not to like stretch or skew anything, but yeah, considering where, yeah, 6 1/4. So I have a few more to go, because I think I was about 6 then, so yeah, a little bit more to go. A little bit more to go. So, whew. I had like another question for you guys that I was thinking about earlier today before I started filming, besides asking you like what kinds of friendships you have I guess. Oh, that's right. My partner, I was explaining to them that I have like decent amount of subscribers now. I'm at 11, so thank you guys for subscribing. And they asked, where did they come from? And I don't know. So how did you find me? Was I in your like suggested videos? Like when I watch a video, sometimes it'll say like here on the right hand side, it'll say, hey, here's some other videos you can watch. Or sometimes I see a video pop up like at the end of a video, and there'll be like a cluster of other ones on the screen to choose, like in the window where the video just played. Or when you first open YouTube, there'll be like suggested, or other viewers who watched this person watched this one too. So how did you find me? Or were you searching for a particular knitting style or topic or pattern and then happen to find me that way? When I upload videos, it asks me to add tags, like they're optional, but I usually do like knit with me, which is like a knit with me, like if you're knitting and you want to knit along. I usually try to include the pattern name if I can, or the title of the pattern book that I'm using, the author of the pattern or the creator of the pattern, any kind of techniques or styles that I can think of that I'm using in the pattern. I try to add that as tags. So if you were looking for something specific, I also add like easy, I'm trying to more so like add like if this is difficult or not. So like easy knitting pattern or easy socks, something like that. So how did you find me when you were looking for videos? I'm curious to see like how am I popping up? How are people knowing I exist, It's very interesting. Oh, and let me pop in. If you're not looking at me right now, I'm going to add a picture of Koji, who is my kitty boy that I was talking about who wasn't feeling well. So, boop, he will be right here. I just took a picture before I started filming because he wanted to cuddle with me. And I was like, it'll be a good time to take a picture and show you guys what he looks like again. Even though, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen recently that I did post a picture of him being cuddly because he's feeling so much better since I took him to the vet last Monday. Wow, it's already been a week since I took him to the vet, and he's doing so much better. So I really don't know what was wrong with him. The vet thinks he may have gotten into something, but I think I mentioned last time, like, we don't leave anything out for him to get into, so he might have just been having a bad day, bad tummy ache, and either it ran its course or the anti-inflammatory and anti-nausea shots did their magic, and now he's better. So it's good. It's so good, but also very, very curious as to what was the problem, and very expensive to find out. But money is no object when it comes to making sure my kitties are healthy. So even though it's like very unfortunate that I had to pay a lot of money for him to be seen by the vet, I'm glad that it's nothing serious. And if it was, the longer you wait, the worse it can get. So I want to make sure we got whatever it was taken care of immediately. And I'm glad that it wasn't anything really major. So he's good to go now. And he is in love with the carrier. He's still sleeping in it, and I just don't think I want to bring it back upstairs yet and put it in storage because you never know what might happen where I'll have to reintroduce it to him. And I was telling my friend I had dinner with last night that he's back to living in it like nothing happened, and she's like, well, maybe you should leave it out more. And I told her, I was like, actually, at our old place, it was out all the time because I literally had no closet space to put this carrier. So, you know, it was basically just a play area, a bed, a hidey hole, like whatever. The cats had access to like all of their stuff because we didn't have any closets to put the carrier in. And so it wasn't like he hadn't seen it before or it was only out sometimes, but the fact that he won't go in it unless he just wants to and not when we need him to is just like typical cat stuff, you know. Kind of annoying but kind of funny at the same time that they kind of do that. So I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, my next video is probably going to be me showing you the stuff I got for my birthday. I am still waiting on one thing, but it's just the one thing. And I haven't seen any activity on my poll I did a couple videos ago, so yeah, probably just go ahead and show you guys all at once what I have so far, and then whenever the other items come in, I can show you those later. The yarn I bought is being dyed, so it did say it would take about 2 to 3 weeks for it to get to me based on everything, and that person is remodeling their shop, like, well, not remodeling their shop, they bought a new shop and moved, and so they're like they're decorating and getting stuff ready to open. So it takes a little longer now too with all that. But I'm excited. I'm excited to show you guys. I'm excited to open some stuff because I've been picking away at things. Like I opened one thing because I needed to use it for blocking the Tempestry project, and then I just tried my gadget for knitting socks and found out that this is too bulky for it, so I'm going to try with the stripy socks I've been working on, see how that goes. And did I open anything else yet? I looked at some stuff. Some stuff I had to open just because I need to get the packaging out of the way, but I hadn't like totally used it or anything yet. So, ooh, I'm excited to show you guys. Oh, and what else? There's some other update. I got word from my partner that the couple he's friends with just said not black for the blanket that I was going to knit for the baby. So I had in mind to do like a green blanket. So 3 colors. I'm holding up 4. 3 colors, like a light creamy white color, a green, like a grass green kind of color, or I think it's called spring green, and like a darker green, and see how that goes. And I wanted to try, I'm actually going to try the Rough and Tumble line by Izzy Knits. So once I purchase that, I'll show you guys and have their shop and stuff in the description box when I get to that part, because I just have been eyeing them and wanted to use their new product line to support small yarn shop, and it's DK weight, and they have like pretty decent range of colors. I was hoping for more pastels for this blanket, but I'll make it work because I do just want to support them and use their products and give them, you know, a review kind of a thing, just because I want to try it out. So that should be coming up maybe November sometime, because October is almost over and I have like maybe 1 or 2 more videos to shoot this month, and then November I won't be super busy, but I do have a moment where I'll be out of town for a bit, so we'll see how my film schedule goes with that. So let me just finish this needle here. Okay. one more. All right. So, yep, just 1 and 2, but we're making some progress here, and my goal is to finish at least this one sock by the end of the week, maybe the next day or so. I don't have much longer to go before I can start shaping the toe, and once I do that, it'll be very easy. So, thank you again for stopping by, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.